drop that bitch on her head like bang.
What's going on, everybody? It's Friday night, fired up. Another week down. Let's get this rolling. Florida's about to get hit with a nice big weather storm tomorrow. El Nino. Apparently it's still a thing. Jen, be safe down there. All my other Florida friends on here. Been kind of chilling the last couple weeks. Really haven't paid much of attention to what's going on with the panel verse. Watching Jack, kind of watching him implode a little bit, trying to get that criticism. You just can't take someone else's criticism of him, but it is what it is. He'll eventually see it. But yeah, so topic of tonight: enslavement, humanity, our conceptions, the things we make up, the way we make our lives. I'm just gonna dig right into this video that I got here. While I fire it up, go ahead and expand this up here real quick, and let's watch. You can't hear it? Can you hear it? No sound. Why is there no sound? There should be sound. It's not muted. What the fuck? Alright, I'm failing over here, guys. What the hell? Screen capture. And let's try. Nope, that's not it. What is not muted? I don't know why we don't have any sound. Let me try something different. Hold on. Failure. All right, let's try this again. Guys. Can you hear it? Give me one if you can hear it.
Matthias Desmet. He's a psychologist. He's also a statistician. He's at the University of Ghent.
Can you hear it?
Belgium. He's a European, but he speaks fluent English.
Hear it?
Many of us are very impressed by his thinking. Bobby Kennedy, for instance, has met with him personally and spoken to him about his theories, as have many of my peers. I think Matthias is onto something, and he calls it mass formation psychosis. So when he says mass formation, you can think of this equivalent to crowd. So it's crowd psychosis. That's what we're really talking about. There's easy ways to fix groupthink by just bringing in dissenting voices and making sure you give them platforms. With mass formation psychosis, this is like hypnosis. It really is hypnosis. This is what happened to the German people. If you live in Europe, or you are have a relative who's a Holocaust survivor, or also if you've lived behind the Soviet Union curtain, Eastern Europe, etc., this is a fundamental problem that people have, is understanding how can, for instance, the German people, who are highly educated, very liberal in the classic sense, Western thinking people, how could they go so crazy, so deep into crazy land that they were doing what they did to the Jews? How could this happen to a civilized people? And this is the explanation for that. It has been a major focus of academic inquiry for decades and decades in Europe. So with what we're experiencing here, you have to have a set of preconditions. And walk with me back to, remember 2019? It seems like forever ago. The precursors for mass formation psychosis is you have to have a situation in which the population is decoupled from each other. They don't have social bonds. Everybody on their little cell phones and everything else, okay, where we're fragmented into our communities, Facebook communities, and other things. Yes, they're tribes, but we're now in a situation where there's sub tribes. Everybody's fragmented. Nobody's feeling connected, okay? There's got to be a lack of sense making. The world has to somehow not make sense. What's happening in the world, it just seems to be overwhelming. Things don't make sense. Remember how we were all kind of thinking this back in 2019, and we had the elections and what was going on? Clearly there's big forces at work there, and nothing made sense. This leads to free-floating anxiety, which is the source of the greatest psychological pain. And my wife, for example, experiences this all the time. Many people do. So for her, she has this chronic sense of anxiety. She wakes up in the middle of the night, suddenly alerted to something that she's been dreaming about. So this sense of free-floating anxiety, things don't make sense. We're no longer connected to each other. And we also have free-floating discontent, that things aren't right and I don't like it very much and I'm not sure where to put my finger on it. A lot of us had this feeling. Now think about what happened when the virus broke out. The world obsessed over this virus. Suddenly, every software person in the world was an expert on molecular virology and epidemiology. I had to deal with them, we all suddenly became obsessive experts, spending all our time on the media trying to figure out what the heck is going on because it didn't make sense. And we're trying to protect our children and everything else. When these conditions happen and then the entire population gets focused on one thing, it forms something akin to hypnosis, where all they can think about, they're totally obsessed with that one thing. This is what happens with hypnosis, is you can hypnotize somebody and get them to focus on just one little tiny thing. And you can do surgery on them. They won't feel it. This is a fundamental phenomena of the human mind, is this ability to become hypnotized by focusing all of your attention on one small thing. Once that happens, people lose their ability to have rational thought and judgment. Even if you weren't obsessed, you had all this fear porn coming at us all the time, 24/7, through every channel. Now, was this intentional or was it just selling clicks? There's a lot of signs that there was an intentional component here, that we're sitting in a situation in which we have been actively managed psychologically by some entity that has financial benefit or power to gain from doing this. This gets to the point about global totalitarianism. But regarding mass formation psychosis, once this happens, there's two key things. Everybody gets focused. They have this fusion of their discontent, this focus on a thing, and then leaders step in that seize this moment. And when they're identified as leaders or they're promoted as leaders, and the crowd can see no evil, they can hear no evil, they can speak no evil. And those leaders can say anything. It does not have to be true. and the crowd will believe it. Furthermore, with this kind of process, mass formation psychosis that we saw in 1930s Germany, and we've seen in other situations, outside dissenters, anybody who says something that is contrary to the narrative must be attacked. These situations must have a common enemy. This was well described in the 1984 book of George Orwell, where there was this constant threat of the Eurasian forces. They were nebulous. One never really knew where they were or if they were going to attack, but they were always used to drive fear in the crowd. So this crowd now that's formed has central leaders that are lying to them all the time, like Tony Fauci. And as you see, there's a narrow world in which those people that have been hypnotized in this way, you can tell them until you're blue in the face what the data are, what the facts are. You can show them video clips of Tony Fauci lying. It doesn't matter. I was in Tampa the other day, and a physician asking questions came up in the line, brokenhearted. She has many other physicians and medical professionals in her family, and she's disaffected from all of them. And she said, it doesn't matter how much information I provide to them, how many papers I provide to them, what data I provide to them, they can't hear it. And it's true. They literally can't. They are hypnotized. This has happened all over the world. It's been actively promoted. It is the consequence of all this censorship and propaganda that we've been subjected to. And when it seems to you that the rest of the world has gone mad, the truth is they have. Okay? And the question is, what can we do about it? So I spoke to Matthias about this, about where does he see this going? And it's really a bit grim. He thinks that this mass psychosis has developed to a point where the global totalitarianism is unavoidable. It will sweep over us. We're seeing it in Austria. Number one, they're locking down during the holidays. And they say, you will be vaccinated. Now, that flies in the face of the data, which shows the vaccination won't stop the spread of the virus. It doesn't matter. They will impose the vaccines on you. They're talking about doing this in Germany. They're talking about all kinds of mandates in the United States, like you say, including for the children. Think that through, okay? So this is happening, and Matthias believes that it's now to a point that it is going to progress through the population, whether we like it or not. We have to continue to try to provide information, accurate information. There's a couple things we can do. We can substitute the fear of the virus, which is irrational, for a greater threat. We can break through to people if we help them to understand that what we're seeing is a coordinated global focus on deploying a global totalitarian solution. Totalitarianism is a bigger boogeyman than the virus is by far. Losing control to Bill Gates and the World Economic Forum and BlackRock and Vanguard is a bigger threat than SARS-CoV-2 is for you or your children by far. Okay? And people can hear that. They can see it. Matthias has tested it. And you can break this fusion in their minds if you give them something that's even of greater concern, which is loss of their freedom. When you make it clear to people that they're on the threshold of losing their rights, they get activated. So this is one topic area that a lot of people get. And often the breakthrough thing is they're going to force my kids to take the jab. And suddenly people wake up with that one also. But the problem is all those underlying things haven't been fixed. The real problem, to be blunt, is that our society is sick. It's sick in a bunch of ways. And I think the only thing that can come out of this to get us away from that, to start to heal us, is this idea of think global, act local that is behind intentional communities. Meanwhile, while all this crazy is going on in the world, the rest of us that are able to see through for whatever reason. Maybe because we got fired from our job, or we experienced mainstream media first person and realized how corrupt and twisted that world is. Or maybe we experienced big science and all the corruption within big science in a very brutal first person way. Things have caused some of us to be able to be a little more skeptical about what's going on in the world. So we can't get beyond this if we don't find some way to heal ourselves. And I think we got to start that healing process locally. The message that I've been trying to promote in these various speaking engagements is a message of healing, not division, and of trying to empower people to start building local community, telephone call lists, work through your church, whatever your organization is, build on that. Find physicians that will administer early treatment. I think that now is the time to build local community, start to form networks with each other, or providing information to older people who are often home alone, scared and not able to access the internet. There's a few courageous leaders politically in a lot of scared chickens. Basically, the Republican side is unified that these mandates are wrong. Now, we're having trouble breaking through the other side, but angry moms, I think, may be the thing that saves our democracy. So there is hope, but we still got a long way to go. But I think we've seen some significant progress, so I don't want to leave everybody thinking it's all doom and gloom.
So that was a pretty good video. We're freaking hypnotized, and it's sad. It's been going on for a long freaking time. What's going on, Smith?
Oh, not much. How you doing this evening?
Oh, not bad, man. Friday, another week down. I'm trying to run this stream. Welcome everyone to the show.
That was a good video. Very informative. I do agree. We're being mind controlled.
Yeah, I look at back at the whole COVID debacle, as I call it. My first initial just look to it was people were very selfish. Everyone ran to the stores. They bought up all the water. They bought up all the toilet paper, all the food, all the canned goods. Like, it was pretty sad.
My first thought was right before they even closed things down, I want to say it was like March 11th. I was at work and they or the 13th, and they had announced a shutdown, and it was like it was pre-planned that there was people out there buying up all the toilet paper, and I thought it was a metaphor for our money is going to be toilet paper. It's toilet paper because they want to destroy our economy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty fucking sad. But then you look deep down into it as you get educated. You're like just watching people just bend over and do as they were told.
Yeah. Yep.
Like no questioning, nothing. They're just their hope and belief that the government was doing what they're supposed to be doing to help.
Well, and some of the same people who originally in the early 90s were champion F the police are still wearing their face diaper. It's F the police, but double fist deep throat everything the government says. It's like, where's your discernment?
Right. What's going on, Dom? What's up, buddy?
Hey, Steve. Hey, Smith.
You catch any of that video?
Yeah, I watched it all. Thanks.
Have you seen that before?
No, not that particular one, but similar ones, yeah.
Right on. I got one more I want to show here.
This is the story of your enslavement, how it came to be, and how you can finally be free. Like all animals, human beings want to dominate and exploit the resources around them. At first, we mostly hunted and fished and ate off the land, but then something magical and terrible happened to our minds.
Terrible.
We became alone among the animals, afraid of death and of future loss. And this was the start of a great tragedy and an even greater possibility. You see, when we become afraid of death, of injury and imprisonment, we become controllable and so valuable in a way that no other resource could ever be. The greatest resource for any human being to control is not natural resources or tools or animals or land, but other human beings. You can frighten an animal because animals are afraid of pain in the moment.
So I'm going to forewarn some viewers. You may see some questionable treatment of animals in the next few minutes of this video. So if you think you might get upset and cry, well, you might want to look away. It's reality.
But you cannot frighten an animal with a loss of liberty, with torture or imprisonment in the future, because animals have very little sense of tomorrow. You cannot threaten a cow with torture or a sheep with death. You cannot swing a sword at a tree and scream at it to produce more fruit, or hold a burning torch to a field and demand more wheat. You cannot get more eggs by threatening a hen, but you can get a man to give you his eggs by threatening him. This human farming has been the most profitable and destructive.
Yeah, so I'm going to pause it for a second because I'm not sure if it may get stricken or not, but pretty interesting video, yeah?
Love it.
And have, people who are just watching the channel or catching the stream later on, months down the road, the reasons that I show this stuff is to kind of open your eyes and believe that not everything you've taught is true, because everything is a lie and can be a lie. Trust nothing.
I somewhat agree with that. I just don't know about, they want you to think that everything you know is a lie. Everything that's mainstream that the media pushes is a lie. You just got to, I don't know.
It's, you trust what you can. We're freaking humans. We just make up in our minds what we think is good or bad and what we believe in, but purposely deceiving, that's, that needs to be somehow shown, people shown the way of how you can be deceived, but still, you can be skeptical.
It kind of goes back to what I was talking about on Jack, and I had the softest boot ever from a stream. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, I'm that stuff's not entertaining to me anymore. I haven't watched a lot of channels just because of this arguments over nothing really. So,
well, I wasn't even being argumentative with him. He was talking about truth and deception. So I brought up a verse that talks about deception, and I talked just like this. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't over talking, and I got booted. It was the softest boot I've ever seen.
Yeah, he has his moments.
Occupation throughout history, and it is now reaching its destructive climax. Human society cannot be rationally understood until it is seen for what it is: a series of farms where human farmers own human livestock. Some people get confused because governments provide healthcare and water and education and roads, and thus imagine that there is some benevolence at work. Nothing could be further from the reality. Farmers provide healthcare and irrigation and training to their livestock. Some people get confused because we are allowed certain liberties and thus imagine that our governments protect our freedoms. But farmers plant their crops a certain distance apart to increase their yields, and will allow certain animals larger stalls or fields if it means they will produce more meat and milk. In your country, your tax farm, your farmer grants you certain freedoms, not because he cares about your liberties, but because he wants to increase his profits. Are you beginning to see the nature of the cage you were born into? There have been 4 major phases of human farming. The first phase in ancient Egypt was direct and brutal human compulsion. Human bodies were controlled, but the creative productivity of the human mind remained beyond the reach of the whip and the brand and the shackles. Slaves remained woefully underproductive and required enormous resources to control. The second phase was the Roman model, wherein slaves were granted some capacity for freedom, ingenuity, and creativity, which raised their productivity. This increased the wealth of Rome, and thus the tax income of the Roman government, and with this additional wealth, Rome became an empire, destroying the economic freedoms that fed its power, and collapsed. I'm sure that this does not seem entirely unfamiliar. After the collapse of Rome, the feudal model introduced the concept of livestock ownership and taxation. Instead of being directly owned, peasants farmed land that they could retain as long as they paid off the local warlords. This model eventually broke down due to the continual subdivision of productive land and was destroyed during the enclosure movement when land was consolidated and hundreds of thousands of peasants were kicked off their ancestral lands because new farming techniques made larger farms more productive with fewer people. The increased productivity of the later Middle Ages created the excess food required for the expansion of towns and cities, which in turn gave rise to the modern democratic model of human ownership. As displaced peasants flooded into the cities, a huge stock of cheap human capital became available to the rising industrialists. And the ruling class of human farmers quickly realized that they could make more money by letting their livestock choose their own occupations. Under the democratic model, direct slave ownership has been replaced by the mafia model. The mafia rarely owns businesses directly, but rather sends thugs around once a month to steal from the business owners. You are now allowed to choose your own occupation, which raises your productivity, and thus the taxes you can pay to your masters.
All right, come on now. 25 people in the chat, 11 likes. Hit that like button. Help me out. Do a little bit. Check a little love. Let's get down tonight.
Value this time in your life, kids, because this is the time in your life when you still have your choices. And it goes by so fast. When you're a teenager, you think you can do anything, and you do. Your 20s are a blur. 30s, you raise your family, you make a little money, and you think to yourself, what happened to my 20s? 40s, you grow a little pot belly, you grow another chin. The music starts to get too loud. One of your old girlfriends from high school becomes a grandmother. 50s, you have a minor surgery. You'll call it a procedure, but it's a surgery. 60s, you'll have a major surgery. The music is still loud, but it doesn't matter because you can't hear it anyway. 70s, you and the wife retire to Fort Lauderdale. Start eating dinner at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You have lunch around 10, breakfast the night before. Spend most of your time wandering around malls looking for the ultimate soft yogurt and muttering, how come the kids don't call? How come the kids don't call? The 80s, you'll have a major stroke. You end up battling with some Jamaican nurse who your wife can't stand, but who you call mama. Any questions?
Your few freedoms are preserved because they are profitable to your owners. The great challenge of the democratic model is that increases in wealth and freedom threaten the farmers. The ruling classes initially profit from a relatively free market in capital and labor, but as their livestock become more used to their freedoms and growing wealth, they begin to question why they need rulers at all. Well, Nobody ever said that human farming was easy. Keeping the taxed livestock securely in the compounds of the ruling classes is a three-phase process. The first is to indoctrinate the young through government, quote, education. As the wealth of democratic countries grew, government schools were universally inflicted in order to control the thoughts and souls of the livestock. The second phase is to turn citizens against each other through the creation of dependent livestock. It is very difficult to rule human beings directly through force, and where it can be achieved, it remains cripplingly underproductive, as can be seen in North Korea. Human beings do not breed well or produce efficiently in direct captivity. But if human beings believe that they are free, then they will produce much more for their farmers. The best way to maintain this illusion of freedom is to put some of the livestock on the payroll of the farmer. Those cows that become dependent on the existing hierarchy will then attack any other cows who point out the violence, hypocrisy, and immorality of human ownership.
Officers positioned Grant face first on the floor with one officer near his head, a second near his back, and a third officer standing nearby. There appeared to be a brief struggle. Then, a 2-year veteran BART officer stands, draws his weapon, and fires.
Freedom is slavery, and slavery is freedom. If you can get the cows to attack each other whenever anybody brings up the reality of their situation, then you don't have to spend nearly as much controlling them directly. Those cows who become dependent upon the stolen largesse of the farmer will violently oppose any questioning of the virtue of human ownership, and the intellectual and artistic classes, always and forever dependent upon the farmers, will say to anyone who demands freedom from ownership, "You will harm your fellow cows." The livestock are thus kept enclosed by shifting the moral responsibility for the destructiveness of a violent system to those who demand real freedom. The third phase is to invent continual external threats so that the frightened livestock cling to the protection of the farmers. This system of human farming is now nearing its end. The terrible tragedies of modern Western economic systems has occurred not in spite of, but because of past economic freedoms. The massive increases in Western wealth throughout the 19th century resulted from economic freedoms. And it was this very increase in wealth that fed the size and power of the state. Whenever the livestock become exponentially more productive, you get a corresponding increase in the number of farmers and their dependents. The growth of the state is always proportional to the preceding economic freedoms. Economic freedoms create wealth, and the wealth attracts more thieves and political parasites, whose greed then destroys the economic freedoms. In other words, freedom metastasizes the cancer of the state. The government that starts off the smallest will always end up the largest. This is why there can be no viable and sustainable alternative to a truly free and peaceful society. A society without political rulers, without human ownership, without the violence of taxation and statism. To be truly free is both very easy and very hard. We avoid the horror of our enslavement because it is so painful to see it directly. We dance around the endless violence of our dying system because we fear the attacks of our fellow livestock. but we can only be kept in the cages we refuse to see. Wake up. To see the farm is to leave it.
Is to leave it. That was pretty good little clip there.
Yeah, wake up because they live and we sleep. He's talking about cattle and what was that thing going on with Biden the last couple of years. Let's go, Brandon. And what do you do to a cow? You brand them. You get it? The FEMA documents call us cattle. And they say that those who believe in the second coming of Christ are terrorists. That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm just being awakened myself. I still feel amazement when I look at people who their eyes are just so closed, and their minds so closed.
It's like they cannot see. Like a Nazi.
Well, I know how you like to link certain sayings together. I don't see any links. You know what I mean? That makes sense to me. The way that you do.
I guess maybe you haven't listened, but okay.
No, I listen, but it's like my brain isn't processing what you're putting out there.
Well, so the Third Reich was supported by over 50 U.S. corporations, and it never really went away. They're calling it the Fourth Reich, but really it's just the Third Reich continued. And now they actually have people in the streets and on social media saying how bin Laden had good ideas. Remind me what happened 20 years ago? He had good ideas? Okay. I don't even think he did it, but I'm just saying it's pro bin Laden. It's pro America's destruction, if people can't see that. So I don't know how you don't see the link, but that's cool. People have been blinded by the Lord of this world because they cannot see.
It definitely is cool. I love people being able to have their own point of views and opinions. Instead of getting into this argument of that just takes away from the actual discussion. It seems like it's like an agent kind of thing. We're trying to talk about certain things and stuff, and then it gets all twisted and arguments, start. And the next thing you know, you got a bunch of idiots on these panels just arguing about nothing but going backwards.
Yeah, no. So the point I was referencing, and I'll hop off your panel. That's all good. I got nothing but love for you, Steve. But I went on
right on, brother.
I went on a different panel earlier, and they were talking about deception and being deceived. And I brought up Quran 354 that says Allah says he's the greatest deceiver, which is definitely not what Jesus says. And the Quran, because we're speaking truth, says that Jesus is coming back to correct Christians, and they have a choice: either convert to Islam or die, which is the exact opposite of what the Bible says. It says that Jesus is coming back not to do that. God, Chuck's a punk, dude. He's a punk. He's a fake agent. Cuck in Tennessee.
Right on. Well, it's good seeing you,
Smith. We're really not about truth here if it goes against the Muslim narrative.
It has nothing to this channel, if you haven't noticed, and if you don't know anything about me, is religion really doesn't have a foothold on this channel. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? I know that's your background and your belief, and I believe that you have the 100% right to do that, but I don't really care to talk about that stuff because it confuses me. So with that regards, I appreciate you coming in, brother.
Yeah. I mean, I can start doing my own streams. I can blast you and everybody else who's against the truth. I don't know.
It's not that I'm against the truth. It's that I'm not disagreeing with you. So if you have a problem with me, then so be it.
No,
I don't have a problem with you.
You don't get it. You don't get how it's.
Well, when you said you were going to blast me, what would you blast me for?
Well, you said this was a truth stream. So I'm sharing truth. The truth is that 354 in the Quran says that he's the best deceiver. The truth is that Quran 9:5 says at the end of the holy months to kill the polytheists, those who believe in the Trinity, the Christians. And when is the end of the holy months? It's on the eclipse. So some people can't handle that Islam hates Americans. And as Neurojack went on panel and said, what are they gonna do when they're in the minority? That's the point. They're not.
Who does Islam hate
here in America, but in other countries, they're beheading Christians.
Islam hates who?
Islam, like 2 words, but you don't get it. It's Islam because you cannot see. It's Islam. It's here to go green and cover your face like Islam. That's what they've been saying for 3 years. Go green and cover your face. No.
Sorry, bro. That must be too high, man. It's not.
Or you're watching too much sports.
No, I don't actually watch. I only
You
watch
most
sports
definitely do. You were just talking about it a couple weeks ago.
1 day a week.
Yeah.
Whenever
One
the
day is
Chicago
all.
Bears
I
play.
mean, that's cool.
When the Chicago Bears play, I watch that game only.
Oh.
I don't watch any
The feet of a
ESPN. I
bear
don't
in the
watch
mouth
any
of a lion.
commentation. I don't watch any of that shit.
Feet of a bear in the mouth of a lion. Daniel.
Yeah, right there. See, I have the mark of.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you like that? So
Fanboy.
that's
called fanboy.
This is called religion. This is my religion. This is what I care about.
That is
I don't care about.
That's what's wrong with America.
I don't care about what you care about.
I know, because you're a pussy fake man.
All right.
Oh, what?
All right. So you can't
He's a Marine.
Clearly. I mean, why does he have to argue with everybody? Get the fuck out, bro. Don't come back.
Okay, Steve, let me ask you
What's
a
up,
question.
Chuck?
Let me ask you a question, brother. If push came to shove and the Marines came back to you and said, Steve, we need you, what would you do?
I'm an old fucking man. He'd get one of these.
Hey, that's
like,
my club.
You can get the fuck out. I
That's
have
my club.
3 teenage boys, and if they get sucked into it, they get sucked into it. It's their choice.
I thought you said the one was going to join the Marines.
He probably will, but it's not because I'm forcing him to.
Because he wants to.
He's a challenger. You know what I mean? He's constantly running. He's constantly, working out. I work out with him sometimes, but he's outworked me already. He's on the wrestling team, so he's wrestling practice every day. And then he'll go run 6 miles. The kid has got a shit ton of energy, and he likes to be challenged and he likes to fight. So,
where's he at? Where's he at on the intellect scale?
He's not a box of rocks. He's just he. If you don't challenge him, then he gets bored.
Ah, okay.
So he has to be constantly challenged.
Well, the service might be good for him then, as long as we're not in the middle of a conflict.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, I already have one of my children in the military too, so she's yep, she's a cop. She's getting down just fine.
What branch?
Air Force.
Oh, okay.
That's right. My daughter is in the Air Force. So proud of her.
Well, good for you.
Yep, she might be coming home soon. She's we haven't seen her in about 3 years, other than FaceTime. But the cool thing is I talk to her about a lot of the stuff that I talk on these streams. About how she feels about religion, how she feels about flat Earth. How she feels about our rights and whatnot. She's got that cop mentality, that ego. Like, she really does think that.
Is she an MP?
Yeah, I told you she's a cop.
Oh, okay.
She's in security forces, but that's just cockiness and age, and I can't fault her for that.
Yeah,
because they actually. No, I kicked his ass. He can be in the chat and he can talk about whatever. I'm not even paying attention to him. He had a chance to come up here and have an adult conversation and not get all fucking. You know how he gets, so.
Yeah, if he could just make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me, and he'll get mad and maybe he'll start calling me names in the chat, whatever. I don't, it doesn't. I'm not here for that nonsense. So what's been going on, Chuck? Fill me on this panel verse. You've been on all the same panels every day, all day?
No, I quit a lot of them.
Yeah, me too. That's funny.
I even gave up Jack's except for yesterday.
Yeah.
Or today, whatever the case is.
I think Jack Talcott is the only stream that I watch other than London and some other Flat Earth ones. But
well, I've gotten to the point I can't even take his delusional thinking anymore.
I just want it to make sense. Anything make it make sense to me. That's all I ask.
That's how I feel about Smith. Make it make sense to me and I'll understand. Mm-hmm. But just to throw out numbers and basketball statistics means nothing to me.
Right.
He goes on about this eclipse stuff. Well, eclipse happens all the time. It always has and always will.
Watch this, Chuck. So, Smith, I bring you back on. Are you gonna just start yelling, or am I gonna just move you out?
No, I'm not going to start yelling, but he's talking about eclipse happens all the time. But like I said, the eclipse is on the last day of the holy months. It's on Ramadan. There's 99 names of Allah. The eclipse is on the 99th day. And what is Islam symbolized by? An eclipse. It's the moon eclipsing the sun. They want to hide the sun of God from people.
Are you Islamic?
I'm most definitely not, and I want people to know that you need to cover your face and go green like Islam. That's the agenda. It's taking over the world.
If you're not Islamic, it don't matter when the eclipse falls in.
I have a hard time believing you're not drinking, Chuck. You sound drunker than me, and I've had a couple.
I'm just a hillbilly.
Yeah,
I'm just a hillbilly.
All right.
Yeah, so what does that mean, Smith? That they don't want them to see the sun? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they want to hide the sun. That's their symbology, is the eclipsed sun. It's being eclipsed by their moon god.
What does it mean if you hide a sun? Is that
the son of God? No, it's a metaphor. They're hiding the son of God.
S-O-N and S-U-N is not the same thing.
I get it. Do you get it? I get it. I bet other people get it. I bet they do. Some people aren't like, I don't understand. I need a fancy video with graphic. No, they don't.
I think it's more like hypnosis, because you're trying to explain stuff to people on these panels, and I don't know.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Who is understanding?
I have not ever done a single 3-hour live stream. I've never even done an over 20-minute live stream. I've done 2 live streams ever. One was 20 minutes. And someone else had to go live as soon as I did it, an hour earlier than their normal time, because they were jealous that I had 40 in the chat.
Blame it on somebody else for your failure.
Well, actually,
because he was talking about
truth. Do you ever talk normal, or do you always talk in a connection of numbers? Do you can you carry on a normal conversation?
What numbers other than the 99th day, and there's 99 names of Allah?
Like what you're doing right there, the 99th day.
What was numbers other than that, Steve?
Can you have a conversation without just coming up with numbers and direct?
Kobe's Brian's
jerseys and direction. Names of Allah. What other numbers were there? There wasn't any. But people always want to pigeonhole me into numbers.
But what does the 99 mean? You said 99. What does 99 mean?
The eclipse is the 99th day. There's 99 names of Allah. Do you get it? Does that make sense?
I'm not Islamic.
99 days of Allah.
99 names of Allah. One of his names is the deceiver. In Quran 354, he says he's the greatest deceiver. We're talking about deception. Kobe, here's another number. Matthew 24:8, like Kobe 24:8, the world went to shit after he died. Matthew 24:8, let no man deceive you. There's a lot of deception going on.
So you're really good at calling numbers and comparing to other stuff. I have no idea what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
Numbers though. I don't have
to. But what were you trying to explain to me? Because we were talking about 99, and I don't know, you're talking about some other stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're really confusing me. I don't want you to take it as, a harsh criticism, but it's not making any sense to me at all.
Well, no, okay, so I get that.
I don't see your goal. I don't see your goal of what I should be. What are you teaching me here?
Well, the point I was making originally, we'd have to rewind it, but when you said, I don't see any connection, I don't see any relevance there, that's ridiculous. That makes me sound like you're trying to lead people away from truth. That's all.
Well, you say it's ridiculous, but yet I'm trying to explain to you that it doesn't make any sense to me. So if that's being ridiculous, I don't know what else I can tell you, brother. I feel like you when you talk, you hypnotize me into not I can't think of stuff. It fucks my head up because you're trying to make these numbers and connect it to a name that sounds close to it or sounds like it or spelt the same. You make all these connections to things, but I don't see where the fuck the end game for that is. What are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, any relevance.
Well, Chuck, you are a cuck, so I don't even need to talk to you.
See,
I respect Steve. I don't like how he says he can't see any relevance in anything I said. That's a bit much.
So in the background, Jay, who can you show me your cam real quick? I don't know who that is. So
Chuck literally offers nothing but imagined agreements.
I thought I saw him over on Jack's, but I could be wrong. Or in his chat anyway.
Wilson in the fence icon.
Oh, you got to watch out for the porn bombers.
Well, their camera doesn't work, so. But yeah, so did you watch the videos? How long in the stream did you catch there, Chuck?
Your stream?
Hmm?
I've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That must be an old video.
Yeah, I found this shared drive, and there's so much shit in it. Like, I'm kind of going through it all, watching stuff, and anything I see interesting, I'll bring up here. And you can see there's like shit tons of videos. Talk about a lot of stuff.
But my problem is, if everything's a conspiracy, nothing's a conspiracy.
Right.
I'm not sure what that means. No, Satan is the Lord of this world, and this world is fucked, and everything's rigged against the people. So, yeah, everything kind of is a conspiracy, but maybe not everything. But, yeah, a lot of it. A whole hell of a lot of it. And people want to just go on panels and be like, we just need to love No, kind of. We just need to love each other, but not if people are your enemy. Not if people want to kill you at the end of their holy months.
Okay, Steve, he says it's JG. J is JG.
Oh, I see him there. Sorry, I was looking at your screen. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, Smith, you suck, man. You're a pussy.
That's corny, bro. You're homeless.
Yep, that's JG.
That's corny.
Oh, boy.
That's corny. Hop a train and come see me, because that's corny.
Well, if you do, bring me a Kobe steak.
He waited a long time. He waited a long time to say that to you.
That was pretty lame, too, because Chuck doesn't see the relevance. Here's no numbers. Kobe translates to the supplanter, or one who takes the place of someone else, like a false idol or antichrist. Does that make sense? I don't get it.
Nope.
You know how people worshipped him? They were crying in the streets when he died. I wasn't. People were.
I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, it's golden calves worship, because those guys can jump.
That's because they're by bulls, right?
Hey, Steve, can we tap in a little bit about enslavement and hypnosis?
Yeah, bud. What did you want to dig into?
Oh, Allah has slaves. He calls everyone slaves, and Muhammad kept slaves.
All right. Hey, Smith. You got anything else to say, buddy? I'm gonna knock you out of here.
I'd knock you out if I saw you face to face. You got a Brillo for a beard. You're a punk.
Let him go, Steve.
No, go ahead. I mean, I really wanted him to leave on his own, which he did. Thank you. What a fucking grown child that was, huh? But anyway.
I'm gonna hear what Dom's got.
Go ahead, Dom.
No problem, guys. Our languages actually participate in the hypnosis. Think about all the different languages we have. We've been conditioned from childhood. Our senses do a part of that actually too. Think about when you're in the military, what are you responding to? Symbols and probably language.
Training.
We just never questioned it enough to realize, what language am I being conditioned with? And each one brings different kinds of things, such as sounds and frequencies in it. So, think about animals, how they get it. There is a lot to be said about, actions, but we have this concept that we can break away from it. But most of us never really spend time trying to be aware of it first. Like even what Smith is talking about, that's a form of enslavement, because you're trying to have patterns. And in that pattern, that's actually you're going to be attached to it. Religion does that. State does that. How does somebody actually even put the ideal of being a liberal or a conservative or a capitalist? You have to enslave them with their minds, or actually not the mind, but more or less the brain, And then, of course, if people aren't developed with their emotions or their mental capacity, it's that much more easier to actually enslave them. This is why when people do hypnosis, some people aren't really hypnotizable, because they've actually developed certain areas of their life, where other people, they're very lagging in those emotions.
Yeah, it's interesting, because that being hypnotized, it's more like a trance. It's just what you know.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's taking on your ongoing program. Sorry, Steve.
Well, I was just saying, it's like once you can hit that pinnacle of you finally can break free and you break away from the enslavement, the hypnotism, and it makes sense. It's like it's very liberating.
Well, then you might discover there's another layer of enslavement going on.
There's tons of layers of everything everywhere, because once your mind's open, now you're looking into more things in life. You're analyzing things more at a different perspective, because you've always looked at it from a certain way. So
mm-hmm. It's like when people get addicted to something or dependent on something, let's say liquors, tobacco, and then we use words like recover. What are we really covering up? Another type of hypnosis or enslavement, such as emotions. Usually for people, drinking usually leans towards anger. Emotion, smoking is grieving. And then we do a lot of escapism, hence, watching sports, what else? Video games. Now, they can label it down to the body and say, okay, it's a dopamine rush, but what else is being enslaved?
Yeah, I hope people, when they watch these videos after the stream's over, they catch those clips, because it sometimes it doesn't make sense when you see things like that. Like, you see it in a negative way, when you are still under the spell of all of it, to be able to open your mind enough and break away. These videos can hopefully help you visualize. I can't remember. I keep looking back at how close-minded I've always been, and it's really this past year has been really awesome.
A lot of us are at a disadvantage, Steve, because even when we're watching movies or even this, there's a lot of back things going on. The LED, when people are watching movies, there's background music going on. It's so subtle, and it's training something. Now, whether it's the mind, I go with the idea of the mind and the brain are two different things, hence why we have the term hive mind. All languages are encompassed within that. Think about AI. Everything is encompassed with AI. It can do a many task, and throughout the world.
Intrinsic value, the gold and silver that was held on deposit at the Treasury. You could walk into any bank and slap your currency, like say a $20 bill, on the counter and redeem it for real money.
Real money. Yeah, I feel I smoked a little too much of the good stuff tonight. I'm zoning out over here. I love watching this stuff. It makes my mind explode. What I don't like dealing with is fucking people like Smith bringing all that bullshit over here. It ruins the flow, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he fucked me up. I was having a good time and he fucking ruined it. So we need to get back into being excited for streaming for you guys every Friday fucking night. Fired Up Fridays. If anything, Smith is a big piece of shit. Stop trying to go on people's panels. You're confusing everybody. You don't make fucking sense. I don't think I've seen one person agree with anything he's ever had to say. But I appreciate you being in the chat, showing how old you are. Jen, she can't get on panel because, she's got babies. Smack them. Bedtime. 10 o'clock. You know what I should do? I should do my Z impression. I miss Z. Where'd you go, buddy? Hello, everybody. Fuck face. Fucking Z. Does anyone know what happened to him? Anybody talk to him at all? Mr. Old Zetetic Warrior. Yeah, Z is amazing. I was always look forward to his streams in the morning on my way to work. Make that fake ass fiat money. Haven't been able to watch Jack lately because Jack's channel is I don't know what it's going on over there. Flo is the other one's channel that was entertaining, Flow State, but I guess he's not feeling well. Z did the right thing and bailed. Yeah, it's funny because I almost didn't even want to do the stream tonight because not just because of anything, but I'm fucking bored with it a little bit. To be honest with you. I go on stream. I try to give people a chance to come up here and talk and, say what they got to say. But you get people like Smith that comes up here and just looking for a fight. Like, what the fuck? Are you like that way in real life? Are these people who want to fight all the time in real fucking? Do you do this to other physical people? I mean, it's God, it's not entertaining. It makes me want to get off here altogether. But I got a few fans out there. Try to give them a place to hang out, have a good time, talk about some shit, open our minds a little bit, not getting too crazy, not trashing people for their whatever they feel, what their ideas are. Like Smith, I don't fucking care what you do, but I mean, if you're gonna come up here and act like a fucking baby and can't get along, then I got no room for you up here, pal. So don't even bother stopping by unless you're going to be an adult. Mm-hmm. That's right. Fucking Zitek warrior. Little bastard. Well, anyway. Yeah. I went through all of my, what is this here? You sent this over, Don. Is this some animals being abused?
This is a tough one. So people who are going to watch it, they're going to have to take it in doses. This is called Earthling. This basically shows how a lot of animals do get treated, and they correlate it with humans too.
Oh, do they? Do they also show humans being mistreated?
Yeah, it goes hand in hand, I guess, and to a certain point, Steve.
Right. I mean, I've slaughtered animals before. I've killed animals. I've eaten animals. I personally have never seen anyone be abusive to them. Like on the pig farm, they treated them like they were freaking gold. You know what I mean?
These are probably more commercial, mass amounts.
Is this like where people don't think that there's a camera there?
Sometimes, yeah.
I think people are a little desensitized when it comes to fish. Everybody thinks dolphins are these cuddly little creatures and we shouldn't hurt them. But fact of the matter is, other countries do it. Sucks, but the way of life. Oh, let's see if you give him a second chance. What's going on, JG?
I just posted a link in your chat. In your what do you call it? Backstage chat.
Psychology of Control State of Mind documentary.
Yeah, you should check it out. All you guys should check it out. It's very profound. It's very, spot on with.
Is that 2 hours long, or is that a minute?
Cool. Yeah, it's 2 hours, but just in the future, you should give it a watch.
I'll take a look at it. Better looking at some of the stuff SmithW sends me. Some of that's not even worth looking at.
Yeah, I just came up earlier. I had to say something to Smith. The guy's a fucking bitch. Like, I'm tired of hearing his bullshit, and he's over dramatic. He's disrespecting you. I can't stand these fucking pussies out here, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me why publicly, here we are in this basically open public forum and coming here and acting like a dumbass. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, he's an over dramatic bitch. He can't control himself.
Yeah, he definitely can't control
gets in his feels. Yeah, he gets in his feels. It's like, dude, like you're in your second childhood. Like, control your emotions, control your feelings. It's getting the best of him.
I would like to understand him, but he can't make it understandable. At least for me, anyway. I don't know if anyone else can. Do you understand anything that he's trying to say? Like what his point is? Like what is he trying to teach us or tell us?
It's wingnut knowledge. You know, he can't say he can't. I'm a fucking drunk. I can barely talk, but Smith says just garbage. You know, he's trying to like make these connections that are just there's no knowledge. They're just crazy connections. Let's go, Brandon. And then he's talking about branding. It's like, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing here?
Well, he talks about the Bulls and Jordan and all this stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on, Jen. It just doesn't make any sense how that's making sense to him. Like, I don't understand what he's trying to get me to. Like, what is it? He said something about the sun. Well, the sun, you know, what does that mean? You know,
he's a preacher, man. It's that preacher mindset.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, just, came up to say hi. Hi, everyone. I think I smoked a little too much also, so I'm just going to kind of chill and hang out.
Right on. You getting ready for this crazy storm that it's apparently supposed to be here tomorrow?
Yeah, it's been crazy windy all day.
Is it?
Yeah, like probably, I don't know, 30-mile-an-hour gusts.
Well, I'm in the Gulf, so I haven't seen anything come in yet.
Oh, yeah. But we're ready. Like I said, not our first rodeo.
Yeah, a little wind and a little bit of rain.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a year sober, by the way. I'm just, when I say a drunk, I am a drunk, but I'm sober right now. I'm pretty battered from alcohol.
Oh, you're not an active drunk?
No, I mean I'm a drunk, but I got a year sober. Stop drinking.
Is that JG?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, JG.
Nah, this is Clint Eastwood.
Oh, Clint Eastwood. Okay.
You know who it is. Come on. Am I on Steve's show right now? Is this Steve?
Yeah. I normally don't get this high for a show. I'm just.
Is that hi, Dom? It's Dom, the other one, right?
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Dom. I can't see because the chat thing's in the way, so I can't see who's on panel.
Oh, let me remove it. There you go. So you got the kids all to bed?
Yeah, husband's asleep, kids asleep. I don't have babies, by the way. You say babies.
They're under 10 years old.
One of them is. Yeah, I know. They are going to be my babies, always.
Mine's 17. He does whatever he wants.
My 14-year-old thinks he can.
Last one. That would just be me, Mama, and the doggies.
What do you think about these e-bikes?
They're pretty badass. Have you ever ridden one?
No, but I'm pretty sure I could ride one. I just don't have a desire to. But my 13-year-old wants one.
Wear a helmet.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just worried.
Oh, my kids, I got them four-wheelers and dirt bikes when they were little. They'll wreck and get hurt, but they're not going to.
They have a dirt bike and they have four-wheelers. But it's out at a property that we have, but we live in like a community. And he wants the e-bike here.
I mean, if it's one of like the more expensive ones, those things can do like 80, 100 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah.
No, I thought they were only like 20 miles per hour.
You know how to use
YouTube. Hell no.
You know how to use YouTube. All you got to do is a simple little search. You can see just how dangerous they could be.
No, I don't want to do that. I saw I don't know. I was looking for that because they're expensive. So like around $1,000. And I thought they said they went like 20 miles to 30 miles per hour max.
It could be possible. You could be right.
We got to put the governor on it. I don't care. How's a governor? Hopefully.
Yeah, just put smaller batteries. What's going on, Jack?
Blessing.
Jack.
How you guys doing?
Mr. Tell.
I've never talked to Jack. This is my first time talking to Jack.
Oh, shit.
Is this our first?
Jack, we've never spoke in real life. I mean, yeah.
The honor is mine. I'm grateful for the opportunity to finally meet you.
Same, Jack. Nice to meet you.
I am a fan of many people out here.
Right.
Hey, I was traveling, but I was listening to your earlier video you shared about authority, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff I love. Hey, which reminded me, sorry, have you come across that Jones? I'm sure you have by now. Jones Plantation by Larkin Rose.
I don't think so.
Oh man, that's a good one too.
What was it again?
Here, I'll pull it up. It's Jones Plantation.
Yeah, can you put the link, Jack?
Yeah.
What you got to do is get a little notepad out and use your pen.
Well, my
Write it down.
it's dark in my house. It's dark, and my desk is a mess. So yeah, I can't find anything.
I'll drop it up here.
No, I like searching stuff that is hard to find stuff. Stuff that kind of vibes with me and the way that I'm feeling about myself in this world, the way I'm viewing it compared to other people. Because everybody's got a way totally different view of how the world works. You know what I mean? So it's it's like an everyday a new experience, just finding some new stuff.
I find it kind of fun these days, trying to see what else can I learn, what else can I discover.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I saw how Mr. Smith was presenting himself, and I could have got him started tonight. He and I got off on the wrong foot earlier.
It's Jack's fault. Blame it on Jack.
It could be my fault.
He's always the same way. He's literally the same way every time that I've ever dealt with him. I mean, it turns into the same thing. He tries to talk about his agenda, and then when you don't agree with him, he calls you names, and then you have to kick him off the panel. Every time.
Yeah.
Did Smith leave? He left, right?
The last time he left on his own, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only manly thing and understandable thing he did.
He went
on his own.
I do take a lot of notes. I do use notes for my presentations. I've been trying to figure out how to do more professional, like do some PowerPoints or something at least.
Right.
But I haven't yet.
Jack, I think you're doing a pretty good job at being more professional.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You suck, Jack. Don't let it play on the back.
I know. I won't let my head swell.
I mean, you used to flip out. Like you used to. I thought, yeah.
Well,
so
I was thinking about it tonight. I haven't reviewed the stream, but I'm pretty sure I ticked off Smith and Joe Cool and maybe Kay and maybe Lindsay. And I think I did a good job of ticking off a bunch of people on my stream tonight.
Well, like Smith said, it was like a soft boot, he said. Like you didn't flip out and boot him, and you didn't. Okay. You were pretty calm in the way you flipped out, I guess. Does that make sense?
Okay, it does, and thank you. I'm
but you were
grateful to hear that.
You were pretty tough on some people.
I'm working on that.
I saw your buddy was in the chat. Did he come up on panel and talk with you?
Just briefly. He briefly piped in, so he was make sure and oppose me. That's another one, man. Gosh. but you know what? I'm really learning how to just let it flow. Somehow I created it. I got everyone upset. It was me. All right. So what? I'll do better next time.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at everything. I think I spoke too much.
Fucking Jen.
It is funny. It is funny. Laugh away.
Jack's like, it's all me. Everything's me. I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched much, Jack. I used to watch every day, but I've been kind of busy. And I'll be honest, just a lot of arguments going on that, I was like, this isn't interesting me. So I unfortunately had to stop watching some of the stuff.
I respect that, actually. Having that self-control and that will to push away from the chaos. It's easy to get caught up in it. In the drama.
Well, I did. I'm not acting like I'm better than anybody. I did with Paul for the longest. Like, I was like, fuck yeah. I couldn't wait to get home to fucking argue. I'm going to fucking argue tonight. Woohoo. You know what I mean? And then it was like, all right, well, that fizzled. And, somewhat of a truce is called. And it's like, all right, let me do my own thing. I'm out.
Isn't it funny how we...
Wait, but I thought Paul and Jack were getting along.
It's we could probably get along better, but I'm still kind of fed up with the way things have been. So my patience...
No, I get that, but I thought tonight you guys weren't getting along tonight, or
he was friendly. He wasn't being a jerk.
It wasn't horrible.
Yes,
that's what I mean by getting along. You guys aren't. Yeah, it's not like a rage thing. Okay, very good. Yeah. We take it one day at a time, Jack.
That's right.
Well, let's see what the chat thinks. I just put a poll out there. It says, "Do you love drama panels?" Yeah, I don't know how to type. Yes or no?
Yeah. Do I'm going to put yes. Well, but it depends on the day.
True.
Maybe I should have put, would you rather watch drama channels or a channel that's got some good content where people are getting along, nobody's fighting?
Just leave it at do
is that
love
boring?
Drama channel.
Yeah, it is better.
Do love.
Do love.
Okay, very good.
I'm failing all day today. I'm playing video, 33%. No audio.
No, 33%. What does that mean? Oh.
Let Smith up here and talk his rhetoric for
or Tommy.
Way too long.
Tommy
doesn't come around in here anymore. He's mad at me. He doesn't.
Tommy's mad at everybody. He's mad at all of us. I'm mad at Tommy. I'm gonna flip it on him. I'm mad at him.
Yeah, fuck you, Tommy. We're fucking mad at you. You don't fucking come around anymore. You're too good for us.
Some of us donated to help Camacho, which we get it, and then I guess Snafu was accusing him of
go figure
grifting or grafting or whatever you call it. Grifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why he refunded everybody. So I was pissed that he refunded, and it wasn't that much, but I wanted to help. I'd rather help a animal than a human. Don't judge me.
I didn't even know he needed money. I would have given money. I haven't been on. Like I said, I've been watching these panels and days.
It wasn't like a big. He did a stream, and he was like, Camacho maybe needed to go to the vet the next day. But I think Camacho's fine, so he refunded. But I'm still mad.
Well, his dog is sick, not feeling good or something?
I think he's not, but he's older. I think he's 13. And so he's probably having problems, whatever. I don't know. But I think it's better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to love your dog, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Tom is a huge animal lover. He loves dogs. I would guess he loves dogs more than people.
I do.
100%. Yeah.
Right?
I do.
And I'm with him on that.
Yeah. And I didn't understand. Tommy kind of explained it that the dog, he expected the dog to be in the vet, but he didn't have access to cash immediately, and that's why he was going to the community with that purpose.
Yeah.
And then some other things changed, and so he I don't know.
But
Maybe
Snafu gave him a hard time.
Yeah,
He made him feel guilty.
I thought Tommy would be stronger than that. To let him make him feel guilty about something.
I know. That's why I'm kind of mad.
That's weird.
I know. But he's sensitive, whatever. He's sensitive. He's stressed out. His dog's sick. I don't know. I'm not.
Dogs are my people. I'm a cat guy, but I get it.
My dog. Oh, you're a cat. I have 2 cats, Jack.
See, animals, man.
I have 2 cats. Easy. I never thought I would be a cat person, but we rescued 2 cats, and I'm a cat, and I love cats.
I've had a cat once.
I'm a cat person.
I just don't like them shitting in the house.
Ew, no. My cats, they're indoor, outdoor. No, they poop outside and pee outside. I don't have, no. I don't have that. What do you call it? A box? Litter box? No way. Hell no.
I do have that.
Where do you put it, Jack? Tell me
it's in the laundry room.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a massive coyote dead yesterday. Never seen that before. A massive coyote, recently died just laying on the side of the street.
Oh, got hit by a car?
Yeah, but dude, he was huge. Like it's crazy how big them
coyote.
Yeah.
We've had actually coyote spottings here, and we're in a residential area. It's weird to see coyotes. But they're doing a lot of building around here, so they come out of nature.
Are they eating the iguanas down there?
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's probably why you're seeing more of them, because you guys got that iguana problem.
Yeah, no, it's bad. You can look up, like we play a game with my boys on the way home from school. How many iguanas can you count?
Especially when on a palm tree, like you could stare at it and then.
Oh yeah, and some of them are the size of an alligator.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Jack, it's a big deal.
Oh yeah, it's legal. Right now. You see people. They can. You're allowed. It's legal now to kill them humanely.
Yep. Because I watch videos all the time. They're on their boats and they're just pank.
Yeah, there's guys you see them. I look the other way. I try to ignore them. It's legal. They're allowed to do it. But I make them my friends, the iguanas. We're not allowed to feed them, but they're my friends.
I had one as a pet growing up as a kid. He was pretty big. He was a couple feet.
It was different back then, though.
Yeah,
we didn't have that issue.
That bitch was in a cage. He didn't get to run all over the place and scare the shit out of people.
That's when, like, the Puerto Ricans come down here. Though that back then, it was rare to, like, they were allowed to hunt them.
Right.
Forget it. The Puerto Ricans and the Cubans, they all loved it.
Here, let me pull something up. It's great.
This place we live, Earth, is such an amazing place.
I know, Jack.
All the different animals and stuff.
Look how big these bitches are.
So amazing.
Holy cow.
See, that's sad. I don't like...
I got one for you guys. Have you ever seen a hairless bear? No hair at all.
A hairless bear? Yeah.
Oh, man. Scary looking.
JG, where are you What trains are you hopping, and where are you going with the hairless bear?
Right?
Are you joking with us?
No, you never saw a picture of a hairless bear?
No.
No, but should I Google it? I'm scared to Google it.
Yeah.
Here.
Live without fear.
I don't know. In South Florida, a hairless bear could mean something else.
Right? Exactly.
That's a hairless bear? Stop. That's the chupacabra. You saw the chupacabra.
That looks like. Holy cows. See, Earth. This world is crazy.
JG, you didn't see one of those.
No, I never saw a hairless bear, but in person, I've seen pictures. I've seen a couple bears, though. Saw a bear in Klamath, California.
Yeah, we got all kinds of shit down here in Florida. We got iguanas, we got fucking bears, cougars, panthers, coyotes, monkeys, pythons now, alligators,
crocodiles, alligators,
alligator snapping turtles,
manatees.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we got fucking tweakers down in Miami eating people's faces off.
No wonder the West was settled.
Well, come to Florida. Come to Florida.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
but it depends. It's South Florida, Central Florida, North Florida. It's like it's way different depending on what part of Florida.
Oh, Heidi, yes, mosquitoes.
Don't get me started on the fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah, fuck mosquitoes.
The GMO mosquitoes. Don't get me started.
Yeah, that's true, right? They released a bunch of mosquitoes. Wasn't that in Florida?
Oh, yeah. In the Florida Keys. Oh, yeah. GMO mosquitoes. And now all of a sudden, nothing changed with the mosquito population, but now the mosquitoes are smarter. They somehow find their way inside and they hunt you.
Oh my God. This world we're living in.
I know.
Pretty crazy.
Jack, this fucking world. It's crazy.
What part of Florida do you guys live in?
I'm in Central Florida.
I'm in South Florida.
South Florida.
I'm Peniel's neighbor.
A bunch of you Floridians here on YouTube.
There are a lot of Floridians. I did notice that.
Interesting.
Heidi's one. Heidi. Oh, and the palmetto bugs. Forget it. They're smarter than the mosquitoes.
I ate one of those before.
Stop.
I was dared, so I ate it.
A dead one or a live one?
No, it was alive. It's like a big roach, like a palmetto bug.
No,
Yeah.
they're nothing like roaches.
No, they're not
They're
roach.
more like a bird.
Yeah.
Right.
No, because they'll fly. I don't like. They go towards your face. They fly. They fly and or they'll run straight towards your toes, or they'll fly straight towards your face.
Mm-hmm. I ate one of
They're
these.
trying to literally attack you.
Yuck.
And they found palmetto bugs in the core of the earth.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
We've only gone 8 miles down. So how is that possible, Jack?
8 miles down. Google it right now. They found palmetto bugs. They're the only things that live. I don't remember where I heard this, but I believe it.
Oh, you're passing.
I'm pretty
sure. Misinformation.
It might be, but it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. We've only been 8 miles into the Earth's core.
No, but these fucking palmetto bugs. Steve, Google it right now. I'm telling you, Google it. You do everything. You Google everything. Do it.
Google everything.
Palmetto bugs found in the core of the earth.
We've only been 8 miles down. It's impossible. The core's like
palmetto bugs found 8 miles down.
12,000 million miles. Jesus. You're just sad that
I mean, listen, there's something about them.
They don't do shit. Except fly around.
No, there's more. They're doing something. I had one. I'm sitting in my bed watching TV. This is a while ago because I don't have a TV in my bedroom anymore. But I'm eating, watching TV, snacking on something. One crawled up on my fucking shoulder.
And you grab it.
No.
Throw it outside.
I flip. Well, yeah. No, I don't kill them. I don't. That's one thing I don't kill. We don't kill palmetto bugs because they're indigenous. They're just, it's part of Florida. But yeah, one crawled up on my shoulder and wanted a bite of my snack. So ever since then, I think there's something with palmetto bugs. They're almost like part AI.
What does snack mean?
What are you smoking?
Snack?
What am I smoking? Is that what you said, Jack?
Jack, do you know what snack means?
Huh?
I don't know what snack means other than like I ate one of these for a snack one time.
Yeah, that's gross, Steve.
It is gross. It was probably the grossest thing ever.
I pulled an article up on these things. They seem fascinating. They travel up to 210 miles an hour.
What? That makes sense. I told you they'll fly towards your face like a.
And large eyes with more than 2,000 lenses, and where'd it go? 360 million years. Over 360 million years is how long there's records of them.
Okay, so maybe that's what they took samples of like the earth and they found these fucking palmetto bugs.
Maybe that's maybe that was
something about the
but earth. Not the core. Not the core.
I haven't found that yet. It doesn't mean
find it, Jack. When you find something about that, let me know. But there's something with these. You guys think I'm crazy, but no, these things, something's up with them. So I kind of forgot about the GMO mosquitoes, and now I'm on to the GMO palmetto bugs.
That's probably some big knowledge on the year span there.
Oh yeah. Wait, JG, what were you saying about what were you just saying? The word before sugar? No, not sugar. Not hairless bears. You mentioned something else.
Your snack.
Anyway. Snacks. Snacks. What's a snack?
Right.
What are you referring to there?
You asked us. What did he ask us, Jack? Have we ever heard of a snack?
Right.
I've got a dirty mind. I think you're referring to something else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. His mind's always.
When you
you're
say
always
snack,
in the gutter. I got to remember that. Always in the gutter.
I really don't know you. I don't know your personality too well.
No, my mind's in the gutter also, JG.
So when you said snack, you meant food, right?
I did. Yes.
Okay.
What?
Right.
What up?
Like calories, right?
Calories? I don't know. I'm afraid to answer. Right. Yes, I meant food, like a snack, eating.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have a dirty mind.
You thought I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Big snacks.
Yeah.
Heidi.
You said it crawled up your leg and.
It crawled up my arm to my shoulder while I was eating a snack. Okay, got it. Okay.
All right.
Okay, now I know.
Could have sworn you said leg.
Holy cow.
We need more likes in here. I mean, we're
comedy hour
argument. Come on, we're having a good time.
I see 22 likes.
That's good. 22 is good.
22 is good.
Because this may be my last stream. I might not be doing this again. We'll see.
I know you're kind of tired of this. You've been saying it the last couple streams. I know.
Well, I think it's just like the panel verse I'm getting tired of, you know. It's more or less like people that I connect with in the chat, you, Jack,
Yeah.
some others. You know, like if I come in and say, "Hey, what's going on, everybody?" Kind of letting know, like, "Hey, I'm here in the chat. I'm watching your panel. I'm kind of listening. I'm not like super busy in the chat because I'm fucking doing something or maybe, but
Same, yeah.
you know what I mean." But it's like trying to dig into stuff. It's just I'm losing interest.
I'll tell you what, that pyramid panel you had going was pretty educational. I learned a lot about the pyramids there.
I did too. I was like learning with the stream, really. Like I knew I wanted to talk about it, and I was hoping that people, you know, like normally I'll put a few days before my stream, like, hey, this is what we might be talking about this Friday, and I'll get some material together, play some videos, and just see where conversations go. But I really didn't deep dig too much research into the pyramids, and it is pretty amazing looking at it different points of view. So I appreciate that, though. That was a good stream. I liked it as well.
It was a good one. You know what I love, Steve, is that we're watching with you, because I think a lot of us are probably a million steps ahead of you with the, looking into and questioning everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the pyramids might be, it's like 101. But I love that we're with you and we're watching you kind of questioning, like at the beginning of everything, and you're questioning, and I love that about you. You're asking questions and we're all right there watching it with you, and keep going. I say just keep going.
Yeah, I can tell you, I was feeling promised, like when I first started listening to the panels, because religion was like really the main topic I was trying to look into, and it just made it so much worse for me. It really has. Like, but I was excited though, because like I finally like opened my mind and said, okay, fucking, point of view, let's go take a look at it. Stop being so close minded. And
yeah. We watched that with you. We witnessed it with you on panel, and you question everything with us. And I mean, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would, finish the stream, or my wife would hear me talk. She can hear me yelling, so I try to keep it down a little bit. But, but I'll get off here and I'll be like, "Hey, babe, we're going to church tomorrow. We're going to go praise some God." And she's like, "Oh, Jesus, come on."
Praise God.
Yeah,
we're taking Jack Talcott with us. Come on, babe.
Well, sometimes I'll be sitting there. I'll have my, I have this little pedestal with my phone on it. So I'll put there, and we'll be eating dinner, and I'll be watching Jack and listening to it. She's like, "Oh, it's that Jack guy again. Praise God."
So the other day, because Peniel is my neighbor, right? So Peniel is friends with my husband, or Sean, whatever, Peniel. And he was over here, and he brings it up a lot sometimes too. I figured I didn't bring it up a lot, but my husband all of a sudden goes, "Oh, are you talking about Jack Talcott?" And now my husband's he doesn't go on social media. He's not like a computer person. When I met him, he didn't even have a cell phone. I mean, that was 14 years ago, but so it was pretty funny to hear him say, "Oh, are you talking about Jack Talcott?"
Hey, real quick, what does that mean? D2 times 2. What does that mean? Anybody?
2 by 2? I don't know. Capricorny. Hi, Capricorny.
Oh, that's quantum epic.
Hey, with the idea of opening the mind, congratulations, Steve. And I see there's a lot of people. We're all on different paths of learning different things, and that is what humanity needs: is people to pay attention and to really start asking what is real? What is really going on? Because it's through those asking, through that seeking, that's where our mind can get blown. Mine was blown quite a few times.
Yeah, but when you figure out what's really going on, it might drive you nuts.
Yeah.
It can. It can make you very angry. And this is where I actually feel blessed. I found a wonderful balance for myself of learning the light, the spiritual side, as well as the dark, the history, and what is really going on in our world. It could easily, get lost one way or the other, but I think I found a pretty good balance that kept me, I don't know. Well, who knows what the future will bring.
Jack, how many years you got sober, man?
This is 23.
Nice.
We're in 20. I got sober in 16.
8 years, I think you said, Jack. Am I right?
7 years, I think.
7 years. Okay.
Yeah,
very
nice.
good, Jack.
Respect.
I'm proud of myself. I pay attention.
Thank you.
And Jack, I'm proud of you. Capricorny is JG. Capricorny is not quantum epic.
Yeah, it is.
Quantum epic is cadence, right?
That's the same person, Capricorn.
That's not Capricorny. She's saying no because you're confusing me. Not cute. See, you're wrong, JG. Because you were you're just
games.
Oh, I can't tell. You have this dry sense of humor, and I can't tell.
I'm not playing games. That's Capricorny is quantum epic.
But she's saying no.
Yes, she's playing games. She's
There's so many sock accounts. I can't even. We're probably only talking to the same 13 people.
Yeah, right. There's 31 people here, and there's
I'm telling you,
7 people
and who was it? Who was it that said they admitted they have several people admitted they have 8, 9, 10 sock accounts?
Wiz and Mitchell.
And Mitchell, yeah, where is Mitchell? I haven't seen him. Or his sock accounts. You can kind of tell Mitchell's sock accounts. He doesn't really hide them.
Well, I haven't been on much, so apparently is he missing?
I know. I guess I haven't been on much either, so maybe he's not missing. I know. I haven't been on much.
Yeah. Wizard, 18 sock accounts and 93 cases.
93 cases.
Holy cows. People are so funny.
Fascinating.
Honestly, that's what I see happening on these panels. I do see a lot of people learning about themselves and the world. People are people. Wherever we go.
People are people, that's for sure, Jack.
People are people.
What was that?
I'm snapping. People are people.
Well, my wife, she listens to this this podcast, and these dudes talk about this murder stuff, murders, and they talk about and all these things, whatever. Well, we're driving around, we'll listen to it. I actually enjoy it because they're funny.
Yeah, no, the murder stuff is good. I like it too.
So her and I was talking to her, trying to convince her to for us to do a little show. So I don't think she will, but she
discuss murder cases?
Yeah.
I think that's big on YouTube.
It's huge.
Because there's a couple girls I follow, and they have good voices, and all they have to do, they read a script on the whole murder case.
Mm-hmm. Well, the guys that we listen to, it's just a pair of them, and they'll read into the real estate market of a certain town, and they'll read reviews at restaurants, and they say, okay, so this town here in Jupiter, Florida, blah 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 blah, and then they just the way they
Jupiter
thing.
Right, JG? Jupiter.
That
what do you know about Jupiter?
I got fucking stranded in Jupiter going down the canal.
JG, you hopped the train in Jupiter?
No, I biked all around Florida. I
You
biked
did?
from Jacksonville all the way down. Then I went west, went through Tallahassee,
Really?
worked in Pensacola for a few days at a day labor place, and it was fucking crazy. So we just
I
worked with
heard
drug
Pensacola.
addicts.
I've never been there. I
Guy
heard
had
it
a
was kind of a
seizure. Guy had a
shithole.
seizure right next to me, and I had to like fucking prop him up so he didn't choke to death on his spit.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like Florida. Not a big fan of Florida.
Yeah, I would say.
But yeah, I biked all over Florida. I've been, been to many places there.
That's cool.
Well, I guess everyone's got a point of view of. I love it here.
Oh yeah, born and raised. I can't imagine anywhere else.
Well, I mean, I've been here 40 years. I guess I'm considered to be.
No, you're basically a native. Yeah, you're grandfathered in.
Yeah.
I can't take the humidity, and that just. I can't take that shit anymore.
No, you can't. Yeah, most people can't.
It is awesome though when you see someone who just moved down from New York or wherever, and they're dying, they're crying like little babies.
Oh, dead. No, you make it in the summer. Forget it.
You make it through August, September. You'll be able to make it all year.
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, so I'm used to the humidity. But I mean, going to Florida, it's like
it's different. We have different humidity here. I don't know what the hell it is, but yeah, it's different. And I would say don't come here. We're full. There's no room.
Oh no,
we're full. There's no room. I would say it's a shithole. Don't come here. Stay north. Stay central by Steve.
Yeah, everybody's a homebody there.
No, I'm in a good spot. There's nothing but acreage between properties here. You don't see a lot of people if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm saying everybody stays in their house.
No, not staying in the house, like going out on your property and not being able to just do this and touch the next house. Yeah.
Yeah. Got your space.
I lived north, like Daytona area, New Smyrna, Steve? New Smyrna, right?
Yep.
Do you know about Oak Hill?
Yep.
I don't think I've been there.
You do, JG? I feel like you know about Oak Hill, which is weird. I don't know why you would know. It's like a podunk town.
I biked through there. Family Dollar. I checked out the library. Yeah.
That's so cool. It's like a little podunk town. Anyway, we lived there for many years growing up. And our neighbors you didn't see anybody. Everybody stuck to themselves. Neighbors were miles away.
Poor Jack. Jack's never been to Florida. Have you been to Florida, Jack?
I went there in, I think, 2017. Went for a convention there.
Well, now you're one of us, buddy. You're a Floridian. Yeah. What time did you? When did you come? Did you come in March or April?
No, I think it was late. It was like August, I think.
Oh, yeah, it should have been pretty good. Okay. Weather should have been really bright on point for you.
And what part of Florida, Jack?
Orlando, I think. Wherever.
Convention, Orlando. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was at Disney World.
Oh, Orlando. Yep.
Orlando's horrible.
Yeah, we don't really accept that as part of Florida. Don't say Orlando.
Or having to drive an I-4 that takes you towards Orlando's horrible.
Oh my! I'd rather get hit by a truck.
I'll tell you what, North Beach is a really cool area. I like how that's laid out. The geography of North Beach.
Where's North Beach? Is that East Coast?
No, Florida, Miami, north of Miami Beach. They just call it North Beach.
We call it North Miami Beach or Hallandale. North Miami Beach and Hallandale.
A1A.
A1A.
Right by Surfside, where all the Jews are at.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jews there. Yeah, Hallandale, North Miami. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A lot of my Jewish friends had condos there. Partied there a lot.
Jewish.
I don't go east now. I live a little west, so I don't go east. There's too many people.
Oh, did I say Jews? I meant Jewish. I'm sorry.
What's the difference?
Can't say Jews.
Why can't you say Jews?
It's not kosher.
Oh, I heard this fucking joke the other day. What do you call a rich Chinaman? Cha-ching.
So funny.
Talk about racist, Steve.
It's a joke. It's comedy. It's not racist. I saw that. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking funny as shit right there.
Holy God.
And then I seen this other video. This chick tells her freaking husband, whatever, to throw a snowball at her. And he's like, no, this is not a good idea. She's like, no, I won't get mad. I won't get mad. So he fucking throws at her and she got all pissed off. Like, no shit. Why would you want me to throw a snowball at your face?
And that hurts, right? You know, I've never seen snow.
You've never seen snow.
I've never. I know. Okay.
You don't even have to go
I told you guys I'm a freaking alien. No, but I've seen snow. I've been skiing.
Oh.
In North Carolina, I've seen snow, but they had the snow blowers, and I've never seen real snow fall from the sky.
You've never driven in snow?
I've never driven in snow.
It's like mudding. Everywhere you go, you're just slipping and sliding. Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah. It is.
It's a great
that sounds like hell.
Mm-hmm.
Black ice is pretty bad.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, I've been to the mountains in North Carolina. We had a cabin there, and it was cold and a little icy and scary. There was a little snow on the ground, not much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've never been in like deep, thick, real snow.
It snowed in Oak Hill when I was down there. It started to snow.
That was like, that's fun. Wait, how freaking old are you? Because that was back in like the 80s.
Yeah, that's when I biked through there.
Wow.
Gotcha. That's funny.
I feel like you're way younger, JG. Why do I feel like you're way younger?
He's playing a game.
He's on. I know.
I'm come on, I was born in 91.
Okay, that's.
It's going over your head. That's
I know.
why I keep.
He reminds me of one of my sons. Like they're always joking with me. I'm like I don't get anything. It always goes over my head. Okay. All right, JG.
That's awesome.
Doesn't snow in Florida.
91.
It snowed in Florida up there back in the maybe 70s.
I actually have a picture of my car when I lived in North Florida. It was so much frost. It looked like snow was on the car. You could write shit on the car. It was like, oh man, it almost kind of snowed. The ground was just a little thin sheet of just frozen ice everywhere.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. It was that, and our cars used to, the engine would freeze, so we couldn't start the car. I remember that.
Yeah, it was in like the 20s and stuff.
Well, no, that wasn't in the 20s, but oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant
degrees. 1920s. No, degrees.
20 degrees. I told you I smoked too much.
Yeah, you did. You're
hey,
really.
This is why I didn't want to come on panel.
Yeah, but it's you're making it interesting.
Okay, very good. I thought Jack was making it interesting.
Everybody's making it interesting.
And
which
JG?
Jack?
You.
Wait, JG, your real name is Jack? Forget it. That went over my head. I don't know why I said
that. That's a common-ass name. There's a lot of fucking Jacks.
Nickname. Talcott, is your real name John?
No, it's Jack. And that's what's surprising.
There you go.
Spent most of my life without meeting many other Jacks. And here on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of them.
Really?
Yeah. My real name's John, but I mean Jack. That since day one, that's what people have called me.
I was named after a John, but I am a Jack.
You were named after John, but you're Jack.
John and Jack are nicknames of each other, apparently.
They are?
Apparently.
I know. You know what? That's the same with, how'd they get
Germans?
Dick from Richard?
Well,
yeah, that's crazy. The Germans, they call people named John, Jack, and so it's J-A, I think K-I-N, and then over the years it just became Jack.
So how did Richard become Dick?
I don't know. That's some weird shit.
Yeah, I've always had that question.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as simple as like being called Jennifer and then people call you Jen.
Exactly.
Right.
Or like Jennifer or Vagina.
Robert and Bob.
Vagina.
Vagina.
Vagen.
This is my daughter, Gina.
That's my daughter, Vagine. Vaginifer.
Yeah, it is a pretty good fucking conversation. Glad you thought so there, Dom. You must give me a like.
Google it.
Got 25 likes up in here. Appreciate all the likes, everybody. I may actually do a stream next Friday if this keeps up this way. Everyone's liking it.
You guys, we have to encourage Steve.
But you know, what's funny is after this stream, I'm going to go and look, and there'll always be one of these.
But that's good. Hey. Don't you love those? Oh,
no, just one. Only one thumbs down every stream. One? Like someone hates me so much that they come into my stream, or even not even coming to it. They just see it and out there. HMFS CF Steve did another stream. I have to hit the thumbs down button because I'm not hitting the thumbs up button. So I appreciate that person because
we like that.
Fucking consistent, literally.
Like so you can see how many thumbs down you have.
Now you can. You didn't used to.
Interesting.
Before it would give you a percentage of how many likes, and it would say out of 100%, you would get like 98%, 94%, 95%, something like that, which means that you weren't getting 100% likes. So there was dislikes. And then you used to not be able to see it. They just added the feature where you can see how many thumbs downs you get.
The algorithm, I would imagine it's the same. Thumbs down, thumbs up. They don't care. You're getting a reaction.
Mm-hmm. No, I just think it's funny. It's not like it matters, but there's someone out there that just has to hit that thumb down button. Like I'm such a terrible person and you hate me and my content so much that you have to hit that thumbs down.
It's probably Tommy. Tommy doesn't like anybody.
Nah, I don't think he would do that. But you don't know these fucking people out here. Who knows? Who knows? Everyone seems to be backstabbing, fighting with each other. Then they're friends again, and they're fighting with this other person. It's like, wow, man.
Don Imus just said, "I just thumbs down."
Oh, that's awesome, Don. That is great.
Don.
More thumbs down. Awesome. I don't care about those. All I care about is the likes. 25 is good enough for probably next Friday. I'll have to do a better job, a little bit more.
Are we calling it Fife or Fifth?
I don't know. It was a short, quick little
FIF.
FIF, Fired Up Fridays.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fifth.
Plead the fifth.
See, Moose is probably the one who's giving me the thumb downs. I think you're fucking lying, Moose.
Moose just woke up from the dead.
I'm just kidding.
No, Moose wouldn't thumbs down. He's, yeah.
It would be FIUF, but it doesn't look as cool as FIF. FIUF doesn't look as cool as FIF.
You guys, I'll be right back.
Yes, you will. Yeah, normally I try to keep the streams around a couple hours, only because I lose my boredom or I get bored. And once I can't come up and my mind can't generate something to say, then it's like, all right, time to get off of here.
Hey Jack, what's the temperature in Spokane right now?
30, 40.
40. All right.
Yeah, it was warm today. Well, no, I take it back. It's down to 30.
30 degrees.
Hey, you ever been to Sandpoint?
Love
Idaho? Oh, dude, awesome place. Awesome place.
I went and had lunch with Aaron Fauci there a couple of months ago.
You met that dude in person?
I did, briefly.
He didn't try to touch her inappropriately, did he?
No, nice guy. We had hugs and miscommunication. Parted our ways.
Wait, can I ask who is Aaron Fauci?
Gauchi.
Oh, Gauchi. I thought you said Fauci.
Oh, no.
I was going to ask any relations to. Okay, wait. You met with Aaron G?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh, God, I got to hear about this, Jack. Jack.
I know. This is the first time hearing of it.
Jack.
Yes.
Wait, have you told anybody this?
I don't know.
What did you guys do? What did you... I have so
Breaking news.
I have so many questions, Jack. Okay, because I always said he makes you seem normal to all of us.
Bless you.
So what? Okay, do you mind? Like, what? Where did you meet him? And did you guys like? Did you have lunch together? What did you talk about? Did you guys like go to the beach? What did you do?
There is a beach in Sandpoint. There is a beach.
There is a beach, and we talked about going and taking a swim, and
what?
But I didn't.
Were you in your bathing suits?
No.
They hop trains.
But he was visiting family, I think, and so they were staying close by there in Sandpoint, and Spokane's only a couple hours. About 90 minutes, I think, away. So I drove up there and we met at a cafe. I don't think they had any vegan options, so he ate and I shared a coffee and
oh my God. Oh, sorry. My cat scared me. Wait, I'm invested.
Shared a coffee?
So he sat there and ate and you didn't eat.
2 straws and coffee.
You watched him eat?
I might have
probably talked the whole time, or did you?
Jen, you have to ask the question because I'm not
I know.
sure.
I'm sorry. I have so many questions.
I know, but think of this question. In Florida, it's not really a custom or something that's normal for 2 dudes to go out and have a swim together. So is that normal?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hey, let's go for a swim. Is that normal?
I mean, it is on Sebastian Beach in Fort Lauderdale. It's totally normal. You'll see the gays all there all the time. No.
Dude.
Okay, Jack, I'm sorry. We digress.
No, it's
so
fine.
you watched him eat. You had a coffee.
Yeah, got a mean doggy in the background.
He's just barking at the wind. It's the wind.
It's the wind.
Mine does the same thing.
Here, actually, this might be interesting, Don. I can't remember his father's name, but his father is known for his gardening practices, the Garden of Eden. Some sort of natural.
This entire family's insane. Wait, really?
There's a documentary or something on his dad, and it looks pretty interesting. I'd love to meet him, but I couldn't communicate with Aaron. So
there's a documentary on Aaron's father,
or yeah, something like that.
Wow.
I know I saw it. Here, I'll see if I can find it.
Why have I never Googled him?
You don't know who he is.
Just Google Gauchi, right?
So who is Aaron Gauchi?
He has an interesting. He's the Rothschild candidate, right? They reached out to him the Rothschilds reached out to him to do some word of the Lord.
Oh man, why would you meet up with this guy?
Well, here, the reason we talked about swimming too was we got into faith and
he was going to try to kill you
and baptisms and anyway,
Hey, Jack, you want to go for a swim? I'm going to drown you, Jack.
I'm not going to try to kill him. Wait,
No.
so you... Okay, I don't know where to start. So you guys met up just to talk about stuff?
I had an agenda.
I figured, Jack. What's the agenda?
Well, I'm trying to find someone willing to help me here in town. And that includes some of the pastors. It includes some of the other people, some of the people from my past and people from the present. I haven't found a way to communicate with people. So Aaron, guy I met on YouTube, claims to see the value in what I'm talking about, the spirituality and peace and all this. He was an hour and a half away, and then he was staying here in Liberty Lake, which is like, I don't know, 30 minutes from me. It's real close.
He just happened to be that close, or?
He's family. He was visiting family.
He's got family around there. Okay.
But apparently I offended him when I drove 2 hours to visit him and watched him eat. Apparently I offended him. And so he couldn't find an hour to help me while he was here 30 minutes away from me.
How did you offend him?
Oh, he's that over dramatic?
I offend a lot of people. It's my role. I trigger people. Well, I called him out. That's why
I know, Jack. I can see it. Okay, tell us.
What'd you say to him?
I said a lot of things.
He was probably like, "Hey, Aaron." Hey, Aaron.
Yep. It's in the end, I've called him out for his spiritual narcissism. I've heard the term from others, and I've witnessed it. What's happening, we're going through this awakening and this shift, and people are finding these powerful moments and creating these evidence they're finding the evidence that shows them they're special. And I've had Mexican Jesus, and then Aaron Gauci with the Rothschilds, and then there's me and my story too. So it's like, hey, why not?
Why not, Jack? Wait, have you talked to Aaron since then?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are in good.
I don't think we're good because he showed up at the stream and I did it. Oh yeah, he showed up the last time we really talked. He showed up at the stream and I suggested he leave the stream and go talk to Flow State, and he did. He Flow State and him tried talking for a while, and then
that's when he went on Flows. Okay, yeah. I watched part of that.
Yeah,
Flo was intrigued by him, which I thought was perfect. Him and Flo.
I was hoping they could communicate better, but they didn't.
So how is he in person? Like, he's the same way in person as he is on YouTube?
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
He's a kind man. He really is. He's very loving and faithful to God, but he's placed himself above others, and for me, the criticism, since I don't control my stream and I allow disorder, well, I'm ungodly.
Oh yeah, everybody hates that about you, Jack. I know. I get it. You know, Sophia was wrapped up with him before we knew him. That's what I know about him. She says he preys on women.
Well, I can tell you, out of all the people that if I was to go meet that had been on these panels, he would be one of the persons on the bottom of the list. I would rather actually go
meet with anybody. Jack, we're going to end up seeing you on the news one day in a freaking dumpster. I mean, come on. Jack, you're going to be lured into... what are we going to do with you?
Well, I'll find my way.
Just be careful meeting people on YouTube, Jack.
I know. Thank you. But
you carry mace or a handgun?
No. I gave all that up.
He's ex-military, Jen. He's got these right here.
Oh, you got
Man, he can take care of himself. He doesn't need any weapons.
Actually, that too, man. I'm judging myself. I've been allowing myself to get soft. Holy cows. I haven't worked out. Pull-ups. I tried doing pull-ups the other day. Oh, I'm ashamed and embarrassed.
No,
did you get at least one?
Yeah, at least one. But
if you got one pull-up, Jack, that's pretty good.
That means you have that much of a chance if you're hanging off the edge of a building, you'll be able to pull yourself up.
One
It takes a few days, Jack. It takes a few days.
Yeah.
By your fourth day, try to do 5, and then your
JG's
muscles.
right. If you can do one pull-up, you're in a good. You're doing.
Well,
good.
no, you slowly ease your way into it.
Yeah.
And then by day 10, you could be doing 20 a day without any, muscle problems.
No, you just have to have the discipline to wake up in the morning before you do anything, drop to the floor, and do 20 push-ups, and then take a piss.
Oh yeah.
No, that's some military shit.
Well, no shit.
It's a good start. It is. Hey.
Yeah, ease your way into it, Jack. Seriously.
Hit it
day
hard.
3.
You're too old to fuck around. Hit it hard, buddy.
I'm running out of time. I may as well break it down. I was thinking about that earlier when I was young. How you've got to have some mental toughness to push your body to the point of just really breaking down. But I remember when I was working out, I must have been stupid the way I was doing it. But I remember just being sore as hell from working out. I'm going to ease my way in. I've learned over the ages.
Oh, yeah, Jack, be careful. You're old now, Jack. You got to ease your way into
See,
it.
I'm fortunate. I have a teenager.
I can talk because I'm not
me,
a youngin'. You got to, the joints hurt and the knees and the shoulders and the elbows.
Not if you take ibuprofen. All that pain goes away.
I don't take any of that stuff.
Ibuprofen? It's like
no, I try not to. I know. I don't take it. I know. I've been on like a cleanse. I'm
good for you.
Trying to avoid all that stuff.
Cleanse. What does cleanse mean?
Cleanse, like nothing. Just nothing man-made, like nothing like that in your body, which is hard to do. Because everything is.
Well, I'm trying to think of, what's man-made? Soda, water, unless you're getting it from the faucet.
I have a high-end water filter. Reverse osmosis. And they're on my showers also.
So you're just trying to avoid like chemicals, GMOs,
yes.
stuff like that? That's pretty much the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. But you say cleanse, it sounds like you're...
I know. I'm trying to be fancy.
Fancy fucker. Detox, gotcha. Yeah, like when I was diagnosed with diabetes, I immediately cut all sugars, most carbs, more proteins, more vegetables, and I was in pretty good shape. Still am.
There you go.
Still am, actually.
Steve, you look good. I feel like you're looking a little svelte. Have you lost a little weight? I don't know if it's the angle.
What did you say? Spelt?
Spelt.
What does that mean? I've never heard of that word before.
Oh, spelt?
Spelt. You're looking a little, you're like thin, like SVELT. Did I spell it right?
Yeah.
Right? You look like you've been working out something.
Oh, with an E at the end.
No, I just eat right.
Oh, there's an E at the end, Jack? Spelt.
Yeah.
Okay.
SVELTE.
E. Okay.
I actually eat more. I eat a lot. Well, I say that like I'll have a cheese stick for breakfast, and then I'll have a couple sugar-free peanut butter jelly sandwiches on wheat bread for lunch that my wife makes for me every day. Praise God, I got a great wife. And then
she's a good wife.
I fucking eat dinner, and I don't eat everything on the plate. I eat enough and leave some.
My good buddy, he's a Philly legend. He became a postal. He joined the postal service and he lost tons of weight just from walking around.
Oh yeah, I heard that about mailmen.
Yeah, but he lost tons of weight. It's crazy. He's like a whole different person. He's all hyped. Like he got his energy back. He got
Oh, good.
Got that.
So he's just happy to deliver. He's on his feet, walking and delivering. Like just they don't ride they don't drive the trucks.
I mean, for some houses, if houses are close, you're better off just walking it.
There ain't no walking mailmen down here in Florida, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think I've seen them on TV before. We don't have them here.
Seen them on TV. Have you ever left Florida?
Yes.
You sound like a deprived Floridian.
I know, I do.
No kidding. Sheltered.
I know, I do, right? I know. Yes, I've left Florida, but I've been to Boston, New York. As far west as I went is Seattle. I've been to the islands. I've never been out of the United States.
Oh.
But it's been a while.
Not a lot of people do leave continental United States.
Yeah. I don't even have a passport. I should probably get one.
Why? You going somewhere? You haven't gone yet.
I barely leave. I barely leave my city. Please.
Mm-hmm. We might be going to the UK, but it's
really
go visit our daughter.
That'd be cool.
I know.
Where's she at?
In the UK.
She's stationed there.
Like what town? What city?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. Okay.
JG bike.
It's like an hour away from London.
Yeah, I biked from America to the UK back in the 80s.
Yeah, you went across the land bridge, right? When the ice melted. Right across the land bridge.
Took the underwater tunnel.
Hopped the train from America to the UK in the 90s. I hopped the train.
You could have just put floats on your bike and floated with paddles and put paddles on your back wheel and just paddle straight across. It would have been quicker.
That's basically what Columbus did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Fuck Columbus.
Yeah, fuck that dude. Fuck that dude.
Hey, in the private chat, I dropped the link for that for the Gauchi Gardening of Eden thing.
Oh, thanks. I always forget about this private chat.
I'll check it out. Probably
and
sucks.
Cynthia's going. Is Cynthia live?
Probably sucks.
Yeah, Cynthia just started her live stream.
Cynthia's going live. Okay. Thanks
hey,
for
Jack, you want to go for a swim?
Yeah, I was thinking about taking a dip.
Jack,
now, when you said swim, did you mean like getting in the hot tub?
I feel like one day Jack's going to meet somebody on YouTube and we'll never see him again.
There's a beach
more likely Tinder, but
I think you hope that sounds like a fantasy of yours.
No, we'll miss him.
Trying
we just have to
set up the Baywatch theme music. Jack running on the beach, hanging out with Aaron.
Actually, the first time I went up there was for yoga, doing yoga on the beach there. Sandpoint is gorgeous. It is a beautiful, beautiful place.
Good energy.
Yeah. There's a lot of money up there too. And
anywhere on the beach is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Freight train. The train goes right through there. Awesome ride.
The train goes through Oak Hill too, so that's why I'm not surprised. Did you use the train because it's right by
I biked. How many times have I got to tell
you? Biked it. Sorry, GG, you biked it. Damn it. Okay.
I did hop a train in Florida and it sucked, so I got off. I hopped the train for a mile and I was like, man, this sucks, so I just got off.
Because it goes right there and it's the train.
How much I hate Florida.
What's it? The NASA where the shuttles take off.
Yeah. Fuck. Cape Canaveral.
Thank you, Jack.
Kennedy. Yeah.
My dad worked at Cape Canaveral for a little bit. He did construction there. And I watched the Challenger explode over my head. And
nice.
Me too.
I was in like first grade. You did.
I was in third grade.
I was in like, I think it was first grade.
That'd be funny if we were in the same school.
Well, you were. No.
I lived in Stewart for a while.
Around that time, so it was close. So we probably watched it. That's crazy.
Well, I figured it out. It's about 100. It's about 100 miles from Cape Canaveral to Stewart.
Yeah, and Oak Hill is like right there by Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, so, the cemetery. Ain't the cemetery in Oak Hill? The Cape Canaveral Cemetery?
There. I think so.
The Cape Canaveral Cemetery?
No, I don't know about that.
Is that Oak Hill or is that
right?
The cemetery for the 7 astronauts?
No, there's a cemetery called the Cape Canaveral Cemetery.
Oh. I thought you said that astronauts were buried. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, but my dad actually had a piece of the Challenger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which at that time you couldn't, because it exploded. So pieces were found all over the place in that area in Florida. So you had to, you were supposed to turn it in to the government. Yeah, of course, my dad kept a fucking piece of it.
Well, were you at school? You were at school when it blew up.
I was at school when it blew up. Yeah,
to the field, right, with all the other classes, and everyone stared up in the sky. And
we were. It was a big thing. We were watching it as it happened, because there was a teacher going up, and it.
What's funny, Jen, is I've been on other flat Earth channels, and I was explaining that same experience. Being in third grade, being, assembly out in the field, shuttle was going up and we watched it go. We watched it blow up. He's like, you didn't watch it blow up. You saw it on TV. No, I fucking literally looked up in the sky.
No, we saw
it explode. Saw the teachers are crying. We kind of didn't know.
We were crying.
We didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah, my dad at the time, worked at Cape Canaveral and I was too young to, he did construction at the time, but I was too young to, I remember it blowing up and thinking, because I knew my dad worked by the space shuttles, and I remember thinking my dad was on the space shuttle.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember crying because all the teachers were crying and everybody was crying. And I thought like my dad died. It was traumatic.
Hey, did you get a piece of it? Did he give you any, like a souvenir?
No, he had a piece of it for a long time. I did hold it in my hand. I do remember holding it in my hand. He had it for many years. It was a secret. He wasn't allowed to keep it.
What did he do with it?
He ended up cutting it in pieces and giving it to friends. And now my dad passed away in January. So, he hasn't had it for many years. I don't know what he did with it.
I would love that.
So, yeah, I don't have it, by the way, feds. Or who is ever listening, I do not have a piece of the Challenger.
We paid for it with our own tax dollars. Well, you know what I mean? So it's
true.
Fucking awesome.
It's basically ours.
We own that shit. We own it. At least they want us to think that we think we own it.
Or did anybody really die on that shuttle? Something exploded and we watched it.
Oh yeah, it blew the fuck up. That's for sure.
It blew the fuck up because we watched it with our own eyes. But were they on it?
Yeah, that was one that was suggested to me too, is that they weren't actually on it when it blew up. They faked the whole thing, yada, yada, yada. But I mean, I've watched videos of it, but that's exactly what is the truth. I mean, they're supposedly they had twins, like every single one of them.
Oh, yeah, I saw that before,
twins, and they're like professors now all of a sudden. And whatever.
Living in another life. But listen, I say I don't not believe it. If they pulled off the past few years, 2020, I mean, if they pulled that off and we witnessed it, what can they not pull off?
No, I agree, 100%.
All right, well, check this out. There's retro reflectors on the moon. Do you guys believe that's true or false?
What the fuck is a retro reflector?
Yeah, tell us.
So they'll shoot lasers. They'll shoot light at the retro reflector, and it'll come back to where they're at.
And what's the purpose of that?
They can do different studies and whatnot, but
wait, we're shooting it off to the moon?
Yeah.
There's like these reflective surfaces that have been supposedly placed on the moon that people can use their own tools to do stuff.
Hey, I don't not.
Well, that's
I
you
don't not
believe
believe
that we physically made it to the moon. I mean,
right.
Getting past the radiation belt. You know what I mean? There's a lot of challenges.
We don't have that technology anymore. We did, but we
so
don't.
is that what you're saying, JG? So these reflectors, you believe that, or you believe that it's a falsity?
Well, you can look it up. I mean, that there's people have done tests where they're shooting lasers at it. Comes back, comes back to America.
So I can see the moon. Like I have a telescope, and we love to look at it and the moon in the telescope.
It could be fake
know what
knowledge.
the
No,
hell
it could be them lying to us, but
I mean, whatever the moon is, I always say I love the moon. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know. I love the moon.
The only thing I know is the moon because I can see it
with our own eyes, and I see it in a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Yeah, that's why I've been putting a lot of my effort into not our planet because I see what I see, but when I look up in the sky, that moon is always there. It looks like it's doing the same fucking thing. And I just want to learn more about it.
It's definitely an anomaly. It doesn't make sense.
Like it glows when it's not supposed to. It doesn't rotate at all. How it's able to maintain its distance, with gravity or electricity. However, it's being attracted to us, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Did you hear about how it could be a satellite?
Yeah, it's not a satellite. That's insane.
I've
to even consider that, it's insane.
Well, technically, it is a satellite. When you take the word satellite, like what is a satellite like? It's a small piece of locations here and there. It's a satellite location.
Wait, doesn't Google call it a satellite?
The moon is not man-made.
No, I don't agree with that either.
What is the moon? I'm Googling right now. What is the moon?
It's a bunch of
the moon is here. The Google says the moon is Earth's only natural satellite.
Mm-hmm.
So they do call it a satellite.
Just like when you go play poker, you have a big main tournament, you can just buy in for $1,000 or $1,500, or you can go in a bunch of different satellite tournaments that they have that cost like $100, and then you win that, then you get into the bigger tournaments. Like it's like an assisted, just connection.
Yeah. Huh. Here we go. Now the chat's interested.
Let me get to the chat.
Oh, the word satellite. Yeah, it's definitely a cool word. Most people.
This is what people want.
Yeah, well, most people, you say satellite, they think that there's this contraption, and that's what a satellite is, but it's much more than just that.
Do you think the moon is created by man?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. How would have men been able to create that, and yet here we are?
Man?
Well, I'm playing dumb here because we have knowledge that it's not man-made, but I'm just picking your brain here.
I wouldn't say man.
I would have never thought that the man would have made the moon, but now that I think about it, I should be open-minded. I mean, maybe it's possible. Maybe man did create the moon.
And
I don't fucking know.
Technology is that's why I always say I don't not believe it.
Is there proof to no, or are you just hypothesizing there?
What, with the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man didn't make the moon.
Was it
Alrighty.
before or after man did it just recently show up? That's another question.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm just at the 2.5 hour mark. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Jack, Jen, JG, guys, thanks for showing up. Keeping this going, because I was probably about to shut it down an hour ago, but we managed to stick up another hour of entertainment, a spot for people to hang out and talk shit in the chat, and
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I got to talk to Jack and JG.
Yeah,
first time ever. Jack Talcott. Thank you guys, Steve. Thank you, Jack, JG.
Good news. I got 31 likes for the stream, so I appreciate all the likes. Everybody, it helps.
Hey, I'm gonna thank you. I appreciate it. I want to congratulate you. You got more likes than I do already. Bless you, brother. Have a great night, all of us.
Good night, Jack.
Yeah,
and I'll say bye also, Steve.
You're saying bye. Bye. See ya. Thanks for stopping by.
See you later.
All right, JG, get the fuck out of here, buddy. See ya, pal. Going once.
All right, bud.
Later. Well, that's it. Another Friday night. Done with. Over. Hopefully we entertained you guys tonight who watched live, and for the ones that are going to catch the stream later on, try to keep it fresh. Fresh, something that you can just keep up and want to be interested to keep on watching. But other than that, I'm out of here. See ya.
Drop that bitch on her head like bang. Drop that bitch on her head like bang.